Hello, everyone. Welcome to our second live stream. This week it's going to be Muzika Monday. Last week was Poetry Понедельник. Today is Muzika Monday. So we are going to be taking a really famous song. This is actually probably my most requested song from when I record songs and put them on YouTube. In the comments, people always request that I do this song. So I will actually be doing it this week. I'll be doing it this Thursday. So be watching for that video. I'll be putting the video of me singing this song up on Thursday. So like I said, it's one of the most requested songs. Russians seem to all have a very special place for this song in their hearts. And it's from a TV show that came out in the 80s. Real quick, if you're logging on right now, go ahead and type a comment. Let me know where you're located. I'm interested. Yes, hello, Sajad. Let me know where you're located right now. It's interesting to know what time zones people are in. So I'm good. Thank you. So yeah, just let me know where you're located. And I think it's always interesting to bring people together from all over the world. Everybody's interested in Russian here, at least on this channel. So yeah, so so let's talk about where this song comes from and why it's so beloved. Если вы русский, пожалуйста, оставьте комментарий, почему вам нравится эта песня, нравится ли, и если нравится, скажите, какие у вас воспоминания об этой песне. Это будет интересно всем, я думаю. Hello, somebody from Spain. Ooh, somebody from Iraq. Is Ирака круто. Ahlan wa sahlan. Yeah, so let's talk about this video or this TV series. So this came out in the 1980s, I think 1984, 1985, and it was a TV show that came through. It was a children's TV show. And I linked in the description about the announcement of this live stream. I linked in the description the moment from the movie. It's at the very end of the movie. So it's like the final song as the credits are rolling. And it's really beautiful. It's a really beautiful moment in the TV series. So go ahead and go watch the original. It's covered. You're going to find lots of covers of it all over YouTube. Like I said, super popular. It's one of my most requested songs. So go ahead and let me know if you're familiar with this show, if you remember watching it. Some of you are maybe too young to remember this show, but it's a classic. So we're going to go ahead and start talking about the lyrics. Nice to see everybody. This is super fun to see where everybody is located. I feel bad for people who are in Russia and they're like in Siberia or, heaven forbid, clear over in the east. This is probably a really inconvenient time for you. Я извиняюсь, если это очень неудобно для вас время. Вот. Okay, so let's start. We're going to start from the very beginning. And we'll go over the grammar first. We're going to first pronounce all of the words and you can read along. Let me add my thing here. Okay, so we're going to go through. You can read along, practice and notice the great thing about music is everything has a rhythm, right? So it's really hard to make mistakes on the word stress because you have to keep the rhythm. So that's why I always recommend listening to maximum amount of so Virtue Boys in the Ural Mountains, and it's 11:30. Oh, thank you so much for staying up late. So we're going to practice the pronunciation, and then we'll go through and take apart the grammar, and then we're going to come up with the translation. Russians, I especially want help translating this word, and I'll tell you why, because I think there's it could go in multiple directions here. Okay, хорошо. Слышу голос из прекрасного далёка. Голос утренний в серебряной росе. Okay, so what we're saying here is I hear a voice from the beautiful, and technically this is the distance, but I think maybe a good word here would be the distant future. Let me know what you think about that, but it would be something like the distant future, because this song is very much about thinking about your future and trying to go towards a better future. So let me know what you think of that translation of translating this as the distant future. So I hear a voice from the distant future, a morning voice, a voice morning in the silver dew. Okay, so here we go. We'll write this out. I hear, remember there's no or the in Russian, so we have to add that in when we're doing English translations. So I hear a voice from the beautiful, again, we have to add in a the because Russian doesn't have it, distant future. I'm going to say that unless anybody else has a better idea, a better from far away, from the distant. So far away. So this is the big question. Are you longing for, is the далёко a distant, far off place you're wanting to go to, or is it the future, your distant future, and you're wanting to get ready for your future? These are all very deep philosophical questions. Just let me know what you think. Okay, so a morning voice. So this is a voice morning. Remember, word order in Russian can be all over the place. Well, that's why it makes really beautiful poetry. So a morning voice in the silver dew, not D-O, D-E-W, the dew, you know, the wet stuff that is out on the grass in the morning. So, okay, so now let's go and take the grammar apart. Here we go. So the original of слышу is the verb слышать. Слышать. And my students really confuse these two verbs. Let me know if you have this problem, maybe in English or in Russian. What's the difference between слышать versus слушать, right? So people, especially when they're learning Russian, because they sound so similar, they confuse them all the time. So слышать means to hear versus слушать means to listen to. So you could even say to somebody, ну смотри, ты меня слышишь, но не слушаешь. Like you're hearing me, but you're not listening to me. You're not paying attention to me, kind of thing. So this one is to hear. I hear a voice from the beautiful distant future. Okay, so then we have, this is just nominative form, dictionary form. From, okay, so if you have been learning the cases, is, forces, genitive case. So these down here, the original is прекрасный. And in this particular context, it's in genitive case because of the is. Is forces genitive. And then same thing here. The original of this was далёко. And here it's getting genitive case. That's why the o goes to a. So real quick, I want to point out the difference between далеко and далёко. Далеко means far away. Like мои родители живут очень далеко. Они живут в Калифорнии. My parents live very far. Versus here, далёко is the distance, the far away kind of thing. So here we go. Next is голос again, nominative case. Утренний, it's in its original form. Nothing's happening to it here because it's the subject of this clause. Голос утренний в. Okay, so в is going to force either accusative case or prepositional case. And when we see these endings, we know it's in prepositional case because it's in the silver dew, not to the silver dew. Okay, and so the original of these was серебряная. And the original here, it was originally a feminine, and it originally looks like that. But because we're saying in the silver dew, it goes into prepositional case. Хорошо, следующий. I'm gonna put that under there. Okay, again, you're gonna have this phrase memorized perfectly by the end of this video. Слышу голос. You remember from the previous page, what does that mean? Я слышу голос. I hear a voice. I hear a voice. И манящая дорога. Ooh, okay. So this is what's called an active participle, meaning we took a verb and we turned it into an adjective. This comes from this verb, манить, meaning to beckon, to like draw somebody into you, to beckon you. Okay. And the way you got this adjective is you came up with the они conjugation, which would be манят, like that. Then we take off the T and add she. So the original was манящий, and we're getting feminine because of дорога. Дорога is feminine. So that's called an active participle that you got from a verb originally. And this is going to blow your mind. You've been saying active participle in everyday speech. You probably just didn't realize it. So for example, if you take the verb следовать, meaning to follow, do the они conjugation, which is следуют. Now we want to turn it into an adjective, meaning the following. Take off the T and put on she. So every time you're saying next week, next month, you're using a active participle. На следующей неделе. На следующей неделе. So on the following week. The following week. Okay, хорошо. Back to the song. Вот, I was just getting overly excited about the grammar. Okay, so слышу голос и манящая дорога. We're getting nominative case here because it is the subject of the sentence. Okay, so let's go through and just write out each of the words. Again, I hear a voice. We need to add in a voice. And the road that beckons. I'm going to have to say it like that because we don't really have a word like that in English, like a beckoning road. We don't really have that word. Let me know if you can think of something like that I'm missing right now. Okay, кружить. This is a verb meaning to spin. To spin or like to circle something. So if you say голова кружится, it means your head is spinning and i.e. you're dizzy. You're dizzy. Голову. So this we're getting accusative case. So it spins my head or spins the head like in childhood carousel. Like in childhood, the carousel we're going to have to, or a carousel is probably better. Okay, now let's go see what the original of these words were. I actually don't know the original of кружить. I'm going to look it up real fast. I think it's кружать, maybe? Somebody can tell me in the comments. I don't know it off the top of my head. Нет. Anybody comments? What was the original? кружить. Okay, we'll just skip it for now. Okay, original of head is голова. Everything here. So now we're getting prepositional case. So right here in this particular concept, we're getting accusative because it's doing something to your head. It's spinning it. It's making it spin. So like in childhood, we're getting prepositional case. That's why we get that ye ending. The original here was детство. Детство. And then карусель doesn't change because that's the thing doing the spinning. It's the subject of the verb. Okay, so I hear a voice and the road that beckons spins my head or makes me dizzy like the carousel in childhood. Okay, going on to the next one. Okay, now we are to the chorus, and this is going to repeat 3 times in the song. Here we go. Прекрасное, далёко. Again. Ooh, whirl. Good one, Virtue Boy. Yeah, it whirl. Oh, makes my head whirl just like the carousel. That's a good translation. I like that. So again, remember, we're trying to come up with the perfect translation of далёко, the distance, but I feel like there's got to be some concept where it has like the distant future, because I feel like this song is very much about your future and like wanting to live in such a way to get ready for your future. Okay, so прекрасное далёко. There, I'm going to add those dots on there. So here you're singing to that distant future. Beautiful distant future. Не будь ко мне жестоко. Не будь ко мне жестоко, жестоко не будь. Okay, this is going to be easy. So this means don't be to me cruel. Don't be to me cruel. Cruel, don't be. Again, this does not sound good in English. Okay, and let's look at the grammar behind all of this. Okay, so this is originally from the verb быть, and it's the command form. If any of you have ever heard what a Russian says to you when you sneeze, what is it? They say, будь здоров. Будьте здоровы. So they're telling you be healthy. So you probably would hear this phrase when somebody says like Gesundheit, be healthy. When you sneeze, somebody's going to say будь здоровый. Будьте здоровы, будь здорова и так далее. The other one that you're going to say, and this is an old, the Boy Scouts, the pionere, I can't think of the word, their oath, right, was that they будь готов. So what do you think that would mean? Будь готов. And there's even a song from будь готов, чем скорее мы идем к нашей цели. So there's something like a song about that. So be ready. That was their slogan, was be ready. So it's the same. This is the command, like be healthy, be ready. So не будь. So don't be ко мне. We are getting dative case here because 100% of the time, ко gets dative case. And we added on the o because of these two consonants in a row here. So this is actually what my last video was about, was some of these types of weird prepositions. Okay, жестоко, жестоко. So they're using a neuter here because далёко is neuter. Okay, so that's why that one's coming through as a neuter. Не будь ко мне жестоко, не будь ко мне жестоко, жестоко не будь. So just real quick, if you were talking to a group of people and you wanted to tell them all to be ready, we would turn this into a вы command, which it would just look like this. Будьте, будьте, будьте. Okay, so that's how you would turn it into a command. And you could say something like будьте добры, like would you be so kind as to help me with something? So those are just some of the really useful uses of this word. Будь здоров, будь готов, и так далее. Okay, next verse. Oh wait, next part of the chorus. От чистого истока в прекрасное далёко я начинаю путь. Okay, so here, let's go through and do word for word. This is another from. This can mean clean, but this is a hard one. Let me know what you think. Should we translate it as clean or pure? What do you think? Clean or pure on this one? I'm going to say clean for now, just because that's the most common use of this word. Okay, and then this word, I'm really struggling to decide how to translate this word, because it could be a source, but it can also be like a mountain spring, right? A mountain spring. So let me know if you think I should translate this as from a clean mountain spring. Yeah, a clean mountain spring, or a clean source, because clean source just sounds weird in English. Okay, so from a clean mountain spring to the beautiful, far away, to the beautiful, far away. I am starting. I'm starting my way. I'm going to say that. I'm starting the way or my way. Again, let me know if you don't agree with those translations. Okay, here we go. So let's look at the grammar. От is a preposition that forces genitive case, which again, see how we're getting that genitive case ending right there for a masculine. The original of this was чистый. Чистый. And the original of this was just without the on the end. Oh, sorry. Blah, blah, blah. Ignore that. Okay. Чистый исток. So we're getting genitive case here because of от. От forces genitive case. To. Прекрасное, далёко. So if we want to say to, then we're going to need accusative case. And I always tell students, remember, accusative case, we only really change things if it's a feminine singular. Everywhere else, if it's animate, it's going to look like a genitive. And if it's not feminine singular and it's not an animate, it's not going to change. So прекрасное, далёко didn't change because it's not a feminine singular and it's not an animate. Good. Yay. Dracula agrees with me that it should be spring, right? Because I think it actually sounds prettier. Yes, I agree, Virtue Boy. Pure is definitely more poetic. Yes, I might say like from a pure mountain spring. I might translate it like that in my subtitles for Thursday. Because as I mentioned at the beginning of this, I'm going to put a video on Thursday of me singing this song. I've been working on it. Fun fact, I got COVID and I lost my voice. And then the version of the song that I had practiced became too high for me and I couldn't sing it anymore. So I had to redo it in a lower key. So hopefully my voice is okay after COVID. Okay, so here, this is from the verb начинать. And this is the imperfective. For those of you learners who are familiar with the imperfective, if we see an ing in English, then we need the imperfective. That's a good thing for you Russian speakers too. Ing is the equivalent of imperfective. Я начинаю, я читаю, I am reading, I am working. If there's an ing, we use imperfective. And then pуть can be the road, it can be the way, but I'm going to use the way. So I am starting the way. I'm starting my journey, kind of. Ooh, yes, I like the journey. We're going to do that. We're going to do journey. Okay, so I'm starting the journey to the beautiful far away. And again, this didn't change because it's not feminine singular and it's not animate. So we don't care. We don't change it. Okay, here we go. That famous phrase. I hope you all know it by now. Слышу голос из прекрасного далёка. Not even gonna change that. Okay, but we do need to put the dots right here. Он зовёт меня в чудесные края. Yay, yes, Sajjad, you agree with me about journey. Good. I'm glad we're all on the same page. Он зовёт меня в чудесные края. Okay. So real quick, remember this is weird for English speakers. Who's he? Who is he? I remember always being so confused by this. Why is there suddenly a he? Who knows? Who's the he in this sentence? This is so weird for us in English. And you're going to notice my translation is not going to have a he here. What is it? In English, it's going to have an it. But who is on referring to? Anybody know? Anybody know? Who is the he? Which of these words above it were masculine that could be the he? Nobody's helping me out here. So the only thing in this previous sentence that's masculine that could be considered a he is the голос, right? So the voice, the he, that's why we're getting a he, because голос is masculine. So therefore we call him a he in Russian. Sounds really weird in English to call an it a he or a she. It's very weird in English. So он зовёт меня. He call me. He calls me to в чудесные края. To чудесные. Help me translate that one. Носители. Помогите перевести, пожалуйста. Чудесные. I mean, technically it's miraculous, but I think we can do better. So I'll wait for you guys. So So let's see. Kraya is like, oh, that's another one that's so hard to translate. Kraya, far off lands. Yes, wonderful. Good, we'll do that. To wonderful, and I'm going to do far off lands. Because that's typically what you call things that are like areas of, like places that are kind of the edge, out on the edge of something, right? It's a faraway land, kind of. So the voice is calling me to faraway lands. Okay, so what are the original of all of these? The original of this verb was zvat, to call, to like not to call on the phone, but to like call somebody's name. So zvat, and you learned this probably first day of Russia. Меня зовут. And this is the he, she conjugation, the third person conjugation. Okay. В чудесные края. We're getting accusative case here. Remember, what did I say about accusative case? It only changes if it's a feminine singular. Now, a new learner of Russian is going to look at this and be like, but wait, there's a ya. It's feminine. No, this is not a feminine. It's a plural. The adjective gave it away. The adjective showed us what gender it was. Ooh, wondrous. That's going to be a good one. Wondrous, wonderful. I do actually like wondrous. I think wondrous implies like fantastic, fantasy kind of thing. So the reason why this didn't change is because it's not a feminine singular. Even though this ends in a ya, it's actually the plural of kraj. It's the plural of kraj. And the original of this was чудесный. Чудесный. So to wondrous far off lands. He's calling me to wondrous far off lands. The voice is calling me to wondrous far off lands. Here we go. You guys better know these first three words. I'm not even going to repeat them. Слышу голос. I hear a voice. The voice. Oh, that's probably weird for Russian speakers. Why did I go a voice here? And here I went the voice. Because now we have a specific voice, right? So I hear a voice and the voice asks. Stroga, we're going to translate here as, what's the word? What is it? Sternly. There we go. Sternly. This is a hard, is difficult to translate here. Today, what for tomorrow? This is going to sound so weird in English. Tomorrow did I. Again, Russian word order. It's super fun. Okay, so I hear a voice, and the voice asks sternly, what did you do for tomorrow today? What did you do today for tomorrow? To like make your life a better place tomorrow. What did you do today to make your future self better? It's a good question. This is why this song is very deep and beautiful. Okay, so let's go through and take the grammar apart. Спрашивать. This comes from the verb спрашивать. And we're just getting the he, she conjugation here. And then this comes from the adjective strogi. Strogi, meaning strict. Like you could say, мои родители очень строгие. My parents are very strict or stern. А сегодня. Is really hard to translate, but it's at the beginning of a question sometimes. When you're asking a follow-up question, you can start it with а. Good. Ooh, good. I'm liking all these comments, the translations. А сегодня, this is all no changes here, что для завтра сделал я. So nothing really has changed here. Nothing's weird, except for we're just going to give the original of this verb, сделать. So I'm talking with some of my students about perfective, right? So this is a verb that's in the perfective. And perfective is when like you really did something. You finished it, you did it one time, and you got it done kind of thing. So what did you accomplish today for tomorrow? I really like this. I think this is really beautiful. Every single day you have the opportunity to get better. So again, I think that's why this song is so beautiful. Here we go. So let's translate it now, or I think the grammar here was really simple. So we're going to move on to the next. Okay, so here we go. This one is «Я клянусь, что стану чище и добрее, и в беде не брошу друга никогда». Okay, so here we go. Let's go through and go word by word. I hope everybody's doing this in your mind as we go. And then we see if we agree, if we get the same words as we go through and translate this in our heads. So here we go. I swear, or maybe vow. Let me know if you prefer one or the other. I swear or vow that, even though that looks like a what, if it's not in a question, it's a that in Russian. This one technically is to become, like I will become. And then we're going to go cleaner and kinder. You know what? I like the word instead of cleaner. It's just not pretty. Cleaner is just not a poetic word. We're going to go purer, right? You're going to have more of a pure heart. Good. Yeah. So we're going to use the word purer because it's more beautiful. It like has a more beautiful concept in English. And bieda. This is a hard one to translate into English. Any of you who are professional translators, let me know how to translate bieda, because it can be poverty or like poorness, but I would say like hard times. And then this is another one that's so hard to translate, because in English we don't say that you throw people, right? Like unless you're a wrestler, you don't throw people. So let me know how you would translate this. So, and in hard times, won't, брошу, tribulation. Ooh, that's a good one. That's very poetic. I like that. Ooh, misfortune. Okay, yeah, there's some good ones. Trouble. In trouble. In trouble in English means like you did something bad. Like if somebody's in trouble, sometimes it can mean that they did something bad. He got in trouble for breaking the law, kind of thing. Hard times, tribulation, break up, but you don't break up with your friend. See what I'm saying? Nope, you don't drop a friend. You don't say that in English. You don't say that. I would say the only thing that would, because break up, you only break up with a boyfriend or a girlfriend. You only break up. Only boyfriends and girlfriends break up. You don't break up with friends. You don't break up with husband or wife. So брошу, I'm going to use a big word here. Abandon. Abandon. Ooh, calamity. That one's fancy. Yep. So I'm going to use that I won't abandon. And there's an implied my here. And then никогда means never. Okay. So this was hard. This has had a lot of words that are really hard to translate into English. So let's go through and at least look at the grammar. So я клянусь. Why am I totally spacing it on the original of to vow? So that one's going to be I vow. I think it's клятся. Geez, I'm totally forgetting the original of клянусь. So I vow. Notice that this is a reflexive verb. So I make a vow. Что стану. This is from the verb stать, and it's the perfective, which is why we're getting a will. Okay. For me, forsake. Yes, we're going with forsake. I like that one. Although that's very biblical. That's how you talk in the Bible. I don't know. I'll have to think about that one. Yeah. I'll think about this one, because forsake is kind of how you talk in the Bible a little bit. People don't talk like that in everyday speech. Let's see. So stats, the perfective is I will become. So what are the conjugations here? Стану, станешь, станет, станем, станете. And those are going to be an implied future. You cannot have future tense with perfect, or you cannot have present tense with perfective. If you put a verb into perfective and you conjugate it, it automatically goes to future. So that I will become, but I'm not going to use become in my translation because it sounds awkward in English. So I'm just going to say I will be. It just is going to sound better as I will be. Okay, so let's look at чище. These are really fun. These are superlatives. This was the original from чистый. And to make it a like an er in Russian, we turned it into чище. Чище. The original of this was добрый. And for some adjectives, you just put a yeah on the end, and they become superlative. Like they get that er on them. And in беде, the original of this one was беда, feminine. Okay, the original of this one is бросить. Я брошу, ты бросишь, он бросит, мы бросим, и так далее. And that is a perfective because you're saying, I won't ever do it. I will never do it. So notice it has to become a future. It has to become a future. If you use perfective, it has to become a future or a past if you put it in past tense. Druga is getting genitive case because you're doing something to him and he's inanimate. So that one got genitive case. He has a soul. He's a creature with a soul, and therefore when he gets accusative case, he goes to genitive. And then никогда. Все. Очень хорошо. Okay. So this is the one I need a consensus on how to. Anybody doesn't speak Russian? Oh, I won't let my friend down. That's a good one. Oh, I was gonna make a comment. In one of my videos that I did, I talked about how Russians and Ukrainians and probably Slavic people in general make the best friends in the whole world. If you can find one to be friends with, I highly recommend it. They're like the most faithful people. And I think it's because they have this kind of propaganda in their music about how to be a good friend. Like we don't talk about that in English, right? Like can any English speaker think of a song that's teaching us how to be a good friend? So anyway, this is why I think Slavic people have such good, loyal friendships, is because of all the kinds of stuff in their music about how to be a good friend. Okay, here we go. Слышу голос. You guys better know this. I'm not even gonna do it. И спешу на зов скорее по дороге, на которой нет следа. Okay, this one's fun. So I hear a voice and I hurry. This is a hard one. I mean, this is technically to the call. Faster, maybe. Along the road on which no, this one's a hard one, kind of like footprints, maybe. Yeah, this is why I need help with translations. Okay, so here we go. Спешу, this comes from the verb спешать, meaning to hurry. Я спешу, ты спешишь, он спешит и так далее. На зов, this is such a great word. This is the noun version of он зовет меня в чудесные края. These are the same roots. I love learning about word roots in Russian. Someday I'll do a video on how you can like improve your vocabulary by 50% just by learning word roots. Спешать на зов. So this is getting accusative case, and this is not a feminine singular, and it's not an animate, so it didn't change. Скорее. This one is скорой, I would imagine, the original. I don't think I've ever heard like Skóraya ruka. I don't think I've ever heard it in the masculine. I think it's this. Maybe people can help me. Oh, spěšit. And then maybe people can know, is that the original of that, the masculine, or is it skory? I think it may be that one. I can't remember off the top of my head. Along the road, we're getting dative case here. The original was daroga. And this one forces dative. Not always. Pool is a nightmare for translating. Sometimes it's dative and sometimes it's not. Okay, then we're getting prepositional case here. Который. If you don't know который in Russian, it's a good one to learn because you're going to need it all the time. So на который, and we're getting prepositional case. Нет. The original of this was sled. And we're getting genitive here. This is genitive because of нет. When you don't have something, you get genitive case. So на которой нет следа. So this one is going to be a fun one. Thank you. That's what I thought. Skory. Sometimes when I'm doing these videos, I just totally have a complete lapse of memory on things. So, okay, so here we go. This one's going to be fun. I have an idea of how to translate this one. So I hurry towards the call quickly. Yes, I do like quickly here, I think. Oh my gosh, everybody wrote спешить, спешить, спешить. So I'm going to translate this. Let me know if you agree. I'm going to translate this as I hurry towards the call quickly along the untrodden path. Do you agree with that? Along the, because that's how you would say in English, right? The road, the untrodden path, like a road where nobody's been before. I don't know. Tell me what you think. Tell me how you think I should translate that. Because I think it needs to convey the, tracks. There's no tracks. Yeah, but how do we say this in English? Maybe some English speakers can help me. How do we express that in English? Like, again, the untrodden path. Like you go down a road that nobody's gone down before. So I'm trying to think of how do we say that in English? Because you don't say the road that has no footprints. I mean, I guess you could, the road that has no tracks. What do you agree with, Virtue Boy? With my translation? Ooh, uncharted. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. I like that one. Untrodden. Okay. Yeah. So just I'll probably go with untrodden just because we already have that concept in English. So yeah, I'll probably go in my translation for Thursday. I'll probably go with, and I hurry towards the call. I quickly hurry towards the call along the untrodden path. Okay. So that is the song. So one more time with how I'm going to translate everything. And you guys can just be going crazy in the comments. Tell me what you think. I hear a voice from the beautiful distant future. Remember, that's the one I feel like, do you feel like this is there? Should I say future here or just distance? Because I think if you say the distance, is this song encouraging people to go far away? Or is this encouraging people to get ready for their futures? So again, this is a deep philosophical question. Please comment as I go through this and tell me what you think about if I should say далёко is the distant future or the distance. Okay, so I hear a voice from the beautiful distant future, a morning voice in the silver dew. I hear a voice and the road beckons me and makes my head spin like the carousel in my childhood. Beautiful distant future, don't be cruel to me. Don't be cruel to me. Don't be cruel. From a clean, I'm going to take liberties. I'm going to say mountain spring, or from a pure mountain spring to the beautiful far away, to the beautiful far away, I'm starting my journey. Okay. I hear a voice from the beautiful far away, the beautiful distant future, calling me. I'll probably do an ing there. Calling me to wondrous far off lands. I'm going to do wondrous. Note to self. Wondrous. I'm going to do wondrous. I like that one. To wondrous far off lands. I hear a voice, and the voice asks sternly, what did you do today for tomorrow? Doesn't sound good in English. Okay, next. Let's see. So next, I swear, I vow. I'm going to say vow. Vow sounds more pretty than swear. Because swear in English can be materиться, like to say bad words too. So I vow that I will be purer and kinder, and in times, what did we decide on? And in hard times, I won't abandon my friends. I will never abandon my friends. I hear a voice and I hurry toward the call. I hurry toward the call quickly. I quickly hurry toward the call along the untrodden path. Yeah. So, okay. So that's all. Come back next Monday. Next Monday is summer solstice. Okay. So this means in St. Petersburg, the distant future, because in Soviet song they sing about come. Yeah, that's what I think too, Virtue Boy. Я с вами на 100% согласна. That's what I feel from this song. Is that's what makes it beautiful. Is it's not just like it's not just like oh, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go far, far away from this place. No, it's like becoming like your future self. And if you know the TV show, she comes back and she talks to all these kids about what their future is going to be like, right? And then she kind of, at the end of the movie, she goes back to 100 years from then. So I think that the distant future, just considering the TV show, it just makes sense. Anyway, so next Monday, it's going to be Poetry Понедельник, and we're going to take, St. Petersburg, yay! So make sure you come back next Monday, because we're going to talk about Белые ночи, White Nights, the way Pushkin describes it in Медный всадник. So we're going to talk about his poem, the Bronze Horseman, and how he talks about white nights. It's like one of my most favorite moments in Pushkin's poetry. So we're going to just take a little bit of how he talks about white nights. If anybody has video or pictures of white nights, can you email them to me at collegerussian@gmail.com? Because I'm going to do a quick little presentation for people who have never been there or don't know what that is, to show them how the sun does not set. And it'll make the poem by Pushkin a lot more clear. So, okay, это всё на сегодня. I hope that was fun. I hurry toward the call. Good. Yes, I'm liking all of everybody's commentary. By the way, whoever just said that they want to learn Arabic, go look in the commentary. There was a person earlier that's from Iraq. So, hopefully you guys are connecting with each other. I would love it, because most people are really helpful and they love helping each other learn their language. The world is full of good people in my mind. So I hope to see everybody next следующий понедельник. I'll see you next Monday. We're going to do some more Pushkin. We're going to talk about White Nights. We're going to talk about Peter the Great, who I love. And это всё. Again, I hope this was useful for you. Email me at collegerussian@gmail.com if you have any questions or any suggestions for the translation that I maybe missed in this video. Okay, целую, люблю вас. Спасибо, что пришли. Это всё на сегодня. До свидания.